Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. 3-Man Broadcast here. I'm your host, Paintball Falcon, bringing you guys my thoughts on the new Transformers 4 movie. And honestly, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, in my opinion, I didn't think it was too great because there was just no storyline whatsoever. Because if you watch it, if those of you have seen it, you should see that there was they were trying to combine a bunch of different things. Too many events were happening at one time. First, you have someone named Lockout. Okay, we understand that he's trying to take over. He's trying to kill all humans because humans don't like Autobots or Transformers at all, really. And you got Galvatron, who's a reincarnation of Megatron, coming back. Spoiler alert, by the way. For those of you, I mean, it was just like, why would you bring someone back from that was already defeated? Why bring him back? It was like they were trying to use him because they were trying to hint to you there's gonna be a sequel involving him. But that's really, do you honestly, is that the most creative thing you come up with, to bring back an old villain that makes no sense to me. And the other point is that they had these other Autobots who came out of nowhere. They were hiding out in a desert, hiding out in the middle of nowhere and just ready to come about out of just at a moment's notice. And as you're watching the movie, you're just thinking, okay, what's the story behind these other characters that are coming in here? What's the story behind these other Autobots that are coming out of nowhere? And to me, it's just like they were trying to have too much happen at one time, and they didn't have enough time in that one movie to explain it all. And they're not ever going to explain it because, I would have no clue why they would go and do something like that. Like, why would they make off or side movies trying to explain each character in detail? And then the next question is, are they going to return in the next one, in the next Transformers? I mean, honestly, I think they should go ahead and just stop with all these Transformers movies, especially if Michael Bay is going to be directing it, because with him behind the scenes, it's just a bunch of explosions, a bunch of cool fight scenes. I will give it that. It did have cool fight scenes. Other than that, it was just a bunch of explosions, a bunch of destruction, and that was pretty much it. As far as story goes, there was no story whatsoever. And let's talk about actors. Well, you have Mark Wahlberg, and you have his daughter, and you have her boyfriend. I have to honestly say, for starters, Mark Wahlberg is a great actor. I will give him that. But he is just not Transformers material. I don't think he was the best actor choice for Transformers. He wasn't bad in it. I don't think he wasn't terrible, but he wasn't good for the part. And his daughter, Jesus Christ, I have never seen a more sorry daughter in my life. His daughter did not know what she was doing. She was the stupidest character in that whole freaking thing. She had no clue what she was doing. You have her trying to, when they first make contact with Lockout, what's his name? Optimus Prime was the one who had to fight him first. So then she decides, I'm gonna help Optimus Prime. So she runs over. She's sitting there frozen in the middle of the street. Her dad's telling her to get to safety. She's just standing there. She's all, oh my God, what do I do? What do I do? So she decides, I'm gonna run over to Optimus Prime, and I'm gonna try to talk him into getting up. So she runs over to him. She gets in the vehicle. She gets in a vehicle that Optimus Prime is laying on, and she's like, "Get up, Optimus Prime, get up." Does that do anything? No, it doesn't. And then, sure enough, she doesn't decide I'm gonna run away because obviously he's not gonna move. She just sits in the car, she just sits in the car, and then Lockout traps Optimus Prime, and he traps her, the car. He didn't know she was in there, and he pulls him up, and Mark Wahlberg runs over to his daughter, trying to save her, telling her to break the glass to the car so she can get out. All she does is tap it. She's sitting there tapping it. I'm trying, and it's so depressing. I was just like, this girl is pissing me off. Like, you say you're tapping glass. Like, she was literally tapping it like it was like her leg or something. Or it was just the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It was the worst attempt to break glass I've ever seen. She didn't even try to kick it. She didn't try to punch it. She was just sitting there tapping it like she was playing patty cake with somebody. And honestly, this movie, it wasn't bad. It was just not the best one they've ever made. And I was just thinking, they could have did so much better. It had so much potential, but they didn't even try. It's like Michael Bay just decided, I'm just gonna throw anything in here. As long as I have a bunch of explosions, it'll be fine. Which is not true. So I was just dumbfounded with that. And the other thing was, the story. Where was the story trying to go? Like, was it focused on the fact that Galvatron is the reincarnation of Megatron? Is this like a new era that he's coming back? Or is it the fact that, you know, Lockout is a new villain and we're trying to stop him from taking over the world or something? And I mean, you're just thinking, what the fuck? Where's the story trying to go here? I don't really see the storyline. And then you have, okay, if they can reincarnate Megatron, they can't fix Bumblebee's voice. That made no sense. How you gonna make all these new inventions and do all this stuff, but you can't fix the robot's voice? That was the stupidest thing. That was another stupid thing I thought about the movie. And then you just have these other flaws with this movie that just makes you wonder, like, what was going through Michael Bay's head when he was making this movie? Oh my god, this is so cool. All these explosions are making this movie look so epic. Oh my god, I'm doing such a good job. Like, what do you think he's thinking about? Like, I just cannot sit here and think if he thought this was like a good idea to have all these explosions. We all know Michael Bay is all about explosions and destruction. And the way he presented it in this movie was not the best way to come out. You know, it was just not something I was impressed with. And I mean, there was parts of the movie that were trying to be funny, but they just were not funny. Like, the entire audience that I was sitting with, they didn't laugh at some of those jokes. There was like one or two funny parts that people said that was actually funny, and you know, it was just depressing. I was just like, this movie is not as good as I was hoping for it to be. Like I said, the fight scenes were pretty cool, and you know, that was impressive. I'll give Michael Bay that for the fight scenes. And then at the beginning, okay, yeah, they showed dinosaurs. All right, so this is going back to the part where, you know, Age of Extinction. So you're trying to present dinosaurs in this movie. Oh, they only showed dinosaurs at the beginning, and they showed dinosaurs how they became. Not really. They didn't even show how they became dinosaurs. Honestly, how those ancient robots became, like, how they were. And okay, so Optimus Prime decides he's gonna go out and recruit an army. And when you recruit an army, you think, oh, he's gonna get a couple hundred other Autobots. This man comes back with 3 giant ass robots who can turn into dinosaurs. No explanation where these robots came from or anything like that. And I mean, it was like, you can't, like, this movie, when they decided to get more robots involved or Transformers involved, all they did was bring them out of nowhere. There was no story of how these people came from where. I mean, they were just like his little group of Autobots that he found in the desert. They came out of nowhere. They were just hiding in the desert. They all happened to be hiding in the desert. Those three or four dinosaurs that came, where the hell did they come from? He just went into a freaking canyon and decided, oh, I found some dinosaurs, guys. Look, surprise. They were hiding here the whole time. No, you cannot have. That's what I'm saying. There was really no story to this. It was just cool fight scenes, and that's it. And when Optimus Prime was on the ship, when he was captured, and his other Autobots came to save him, there was no. For those of you who watched it, there was no security whatsoever. They just went in somehow undetected at all, not having to fight anyone. They get to Optimus Prime like it was no problem. They break him out, no problem. And it was just like, what the hell's going on right now? It was just, what kind of ship is this where it has no security? And it's just so stupid how they did it. And it was just something. If I were you guys, I would really consider like looking at reviews and maybe waiting till it comes out on DVD or something, or a dollar movie or whatever you guys have. Because this is not, to me, worth going to see. It was a kind of a waste of my $10. I don't think that movie was worth $10.25. But leave me in the comment section below, for those of you who have seen it, what you guys think about the movie, because I was not honestly impressed. They could have did so much better. It had lots of potential, but they just did not deliver on this movie. And Michael Bay, you guys got to remember, Michael Bay is in charge of the next Ninja Turtles, so who knows how that's going to turn out. I mean, is he just going to assume a bunch of explosions and cool fight scenes that would be cool in this one as well? But there's no real story. I mean, hopefully he'll be a lot better in Ninja Turtles than he is with Transformers. But as I can see, Transformers is about to start going downhill because this last movie was not that great. But hopefully, for those of you who did watch it, you guys actually enjoyed it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, then please rate that thumbs up button. If you guys are fans of Transformers, then please subscribe to my channel, because I will have more videos about this movie coming your way. And on that note, this has been your broadcast. Take care, everybody.